that.
Okay. You ready to go, Danny? Yes. Manala, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I'm ready. Alright. This is the ring ceremony for Danny Dill and Allison Moyes, who were actually married and sealed in the Salt Lake Temple today, but we're having the ring ceremony now. Stuff on the court. We're having the ring ceremony now, so that we have we postponed that, so that we have something here for us to enjoy this afternoon. Now, I asked Allie and Danny to tell me something about their how they met, and of course they met on their mission to Georgia. Both of them were serving missions there. Danny explained to me, he said, I first saw Allie on the mission, and I was immediately attracted to both her beauty and spirituality. It was definitely her beauty that caught my eye first, while he's on his mission, by the way. But her spirituality was what made the attraction so strong for me. She first introduced herself at the zone meeting. You walked up to Danny and introduced yourself? Oh, okay. She was introducing herself to everyone, not me. While I did not act on that attraction while on my mission, Danny says, the attraction has continued to grow. My admiration for her continued to grow each and every time I saw her during the mission. That attraction has continued to grow as we've dated. She continues to inspire me to be better and to draw closer to the Lord. She's more beautiful now than when I first met her.
Aww.
And I've fallen in love with her sweetness and willingness to make other people happy. I like that. She's a bright, charming, this is an interesting juxtaposition. She's a bright, charming, and driven person that I'm looking forward to loving for all eternity. And then Allie, of course, told me a few things as well. Danny and I first became acquainted as missionaries serving in the Georgia-Macon mission. As a sister missionary, I was totally tuned out to the elders and any of their boyish antics. That's spoken like a true sister missionary. Because by 2 years older than them, all of a sudden they're little boys. I was there to do a job, and I would do it well, which meant not fraternizing with the elders, especially not since I had a boy waiting for me back home. Well, according to Danny, it was thanks to this attitude that he first found me. Found me, Sister Moyes, somewhat distasteful. He didn't say anything about distasteful in what he wrote to me. Imagine, if you will, that scene from Pride and Prejudice, where Mr. Darcy first enters the ballroom with his friend Mr. Bingley. I was somewhat like Mr. Darcy. Initially, I seemed kind with a sweet disposition. Apparently, one small conversation with me turned the tides of my reputation for elder guilt. Eventually, that changed for him, but I am not here to tell this side of the story. I first noticed, and by noticed I mean really took note of elder guilt, when I overheard a conversation he was having with the mission president's wife. They stood in the mission home kitchen, her making one of her delicious meals, Danny chatting with her all the while, when I heard him say, "Oh, I really do miss my Pyrex baking dishes." That was it, Pyrex. Maybe the simple baking dishes could be what eventually brought us together. So, Head of Ventura, you start talking about Pyrex baking dishes and maybe things will go better for you. Really though, his expression helped me to see beyond the suit and tie. It was a voice of experience and maturity. It was then that I began noting him more often in meetings and began to see something deeper, more mature, and overbuilt. How long ago was this, Danny? You can step forward a little bit and into the shade. Oh, 2.5 or 3 years ago, is that all right? Okay. And how long before you began dating after you came home? The last of you to return.
The first was about March. Second was
okay. Okay, so we've had two